Hey guys, how are you? Hello. What's going on? So we're gonna wait for a few folks to jump in and start, but I know it's been a really long time since I've had a live, so I was like, I need to come talk to everybody and see what's going on. So get on in here, come talk to me. Let's discuss some stuff. I had a couple of things on my list I definitely wanted to kind of go over. Hey, what's up? How you doing, guys? How you doing, Fleur? How you doing, Positively? So wanted to definitely get in here and talk a little bit about laser, of course, and talk about laser hair removal in particular. But, if you guys have questions or whatever, drop them in the comments. Let's talk. Let's get into it. So there's been a few questions that I've noticed that have been super common. Where they've come into my DM, even when people come into the lab and they are talking to me, I know there's some questions that are very, very common. So I want to make sure I kind of go over those today and, have a conversation about that. So I've got on my list to talk about some laser questions, but anything at all you got going on, drop it in the comments. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, buddy? Thankfree? How you doing? So one of the common questions a lot of folks say or ask me with regards to laser hair removal is, okay, so the hair, is it going to fall out? So here's the deal. After you get your laser treatment, right, the hair that was targeted that day, like you came in today is Thursday, and we did a laser treatment today on Thursday. The hair that we have zapped today is not going to just fall out automatically. What's going to happen is, that hair has to kind of rise to the surface as this normal process. And because there's no new hair growing below, that's what's going to come to the surface and then fall out. Usually that takes about 1 to 2 weeks. I've seen it even up to 3 weeks. So that's pretty much what's going to happen after you get a laser treatment. What I do recommend is, say you came in today on Thursday, next week Thursday, try to do an exfoliating scrub in that area. That'll help kind of work the hair its way up and out. So that's one recommendation I always suggest for folks who are coming in for laser treatment. Give it about a week after your treatment, after your appointment, and the following week, go ahead and do a nice exfoliating scrub of that area. Also, a lot of folks ask, is the hair ever gonna grow back? Is this permanent? So, from a technical perspective, laser hair removal is considered a hair reduction. Why is that? That's because there's a lot of hair on the surface of the skin. We've got a lot of hair, millions of hair follicles in one concentrated area of the skin. So the laser is going to grab as many hairs as possible. You're going to definitely see a reduction in hair in that area. Will you have 2 or 3 little stragglers? Yeah, it can happen. Will you have some stubborn guys? Yeah, it can happen. Maybe 3, 4, 5 years down the row after you had your series, will you notice a few of them have come back? Yes, that can happen. That's just when you do your maintenance treatments. You'll probably need 1 or 2 treatments just to get those really difficult guys, get those stragglers, and get some of those ones that have come back after years of being dormant. That can happen. So that's just something I like to prepare people for. It can happen. Is it something that's going to occur and it's going to be crazy where you have like a whole patch of hair? No, it's going to be stragglers. So hopefully that helps. Yes, this is a really famous question. So, I got a lot of folks who want to get hair removal, laser hair removal, but they're thinking about it, right? Or they're not really sure if they want to get it, or they want to take some time to think about it. Look, I get it. You have to do your research. You have to figure out if this is right for you. Not a problem. The only thing that I really suggest is that folks really don't take too long to think about it. Why? Because at a certain point, when you reach a certain age, your hair is going to start turning gray. It's going to lose pigment and it's going to start turning gray. So once the hair starts turning gray, that hair cannot be treated by laser. Laser reads pigment. That's pretty much the signal. That's the bat signal that your body sends out for the laser to come and work on, right? If you don't have pigment in that hair, the laser cannot find the hair. It doesn't read, it doesn't work. So if you are at that point in time where, you know, you're at that age where at a certain point you starting to think that maybe some of this hair might start to turn gray, I highly recommend that you move forward with your laser treatment ASAP while you still have pigment to the hair. Once that pigment is gone, laser cannot help you. So are there other alternatives if you have gray hair? Absolutely. So here's the deal. So folks who do have some gray hairs, kind of like, say for example, I'm going to give you an example. Like you have hair on the chin that you're trying to get rid of, right? And you're going to do laser in the chin area and you want to get rid of it. If the majority of the hair is dark, you can move forward with getting laser in that area. And then those guys who are gray, then we'd have to figure out an alternative for hair removal for that. So there's a couple of things. You can either get, you know, a prescription medication for it. You can wax that. Again, after you're done all your laser treatments, then you can wax. So you could wax those gray hairs. You could do electrolysis. Those, you could do thermolysis. Those are all the different alternatives for attacking those leftover gray hairs. So that's kind of the workaround that I like to, you know, share with folks. So, you know, in case that they're really partial to laser, really want to get laser, but they do have that, you know, gray situation starting to pop up, that's how we would move forward. Get on top of laser as fast as we can, and then for the gray guys that are left over, then we have to use something else to attack them, okay? So again, if you've been thinking about laser hair removal and you are at that age where you're approaching where you might have some gray hairs, don't take too long. You have to have dark hair or pigmented hair for the laser to read it so we can remove the hair, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Any questions from you guys? Again, you know, I just wanted to come in and do like a Q&A for some of the common laser questions that I've been getting. But if there's anything, you know, that's on your mind that you want to talk about, whether it's, you know, skincare, you know, chemical peels, general basic at home care, tightening, anti-aging, anything like that, just drop the questions in the comment box. I'm happy to answer them. You know, if you feel a little bit shy, you don't want to drop them in the comment box, go ahead and put them in the DM and I'll go ahead and answer them as well. For spring, I haven't done a giveaway in a minute, and I am going to get back into that, okay? So don't worry, the giveaways are coming back. I will give everyone a heads up when I'm going to come back to doing that. It's definitely going to be in April, like the beginning of April. I'm going to come back and start doing my Q&A, my lives like that with the giveaways. And definitely keep your heads up. I'm going to give everybody a heads up on the date, but keep your eye out for it because the giveaway that I have planned is pretty freaking awesome. So you don't want to miss it. That's definitely coming back. Yes, we're going to definitely have like Mother's Day special, so that's going to be coming up soon, so make sure you turn your post notifications on for that. And then in general, for April, yes, I'm going to definitely have a few specials on deck that's going to be centered around laser, and then also the new machine, radio frequency. I've dropped some hints like over the last few weeks with regards to the new machine that's here. Super excited about it. We have had some treatments with some of our VFA clients, and they love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So we're going to definitely have a few specials to get that out there. You know, all of the things that I'm going to be releasing moving forward is going to be centered around treatments that you could do into spring and summer. Because things that you will probably see the window closing very soon, chemical peels. You know, after you get to a certain temperature, we got a lot of sun going on, that's when I stop doing chemical peels. There are plenty of places you can continue to get chemical peels at, okay? I'm not saying that it's unavailable everywhere. I'm just saying here in the lab, we're going to stop doing chemical peels after a certain point in time. I keep my eye out on the weather and the temperature changes and just how the environment is here in New York. And after a certain time, I am going to cut off doing chemical peels until fall kicks back in. So If you are thinking about chemical peel, here we go again. If you're thinking about it, don't sit down and waste too much time because the window closure is actually starting right now because it's starting to get kind of warm. So after a while, chemical peels will not be available in the lab again until the fall. But in the meantime, that doesn't mean you don't get to take care of your skin because the masks are coming off. These guys are going to be coming off really soon. I have a feeling about it. And plus, spring and summer, we've all been locked up for a whole year, okay? We're not trying to be locked up again. And the weather is really nice. And we are seeing a lot of memes about the streets are calling my name this summer. The streets are calling my name. And that's, the streets are calling my name. So I know everybody else is getting called by it too. So what are some of the things that you could still do when the streets are calling your name and it's hella sunny out? So radio frequency is one of them. Laser you can do, but I'm going to be very strict on the body parts and also your care for your skin during the summer when you get laser. For example, if you're getting laser, say like on your face, and it is the peak of summer, I'm going to ask that you're super careful before your laser treatment with your SPF, being exposed to too much sun, and also after the treatment as well. Same process. Wear your SPF and exposure to the sun. We want you to be real careful. Couple weeks before, couple weeks after your treatment. So that's going to be something that, you'll have to keep an eye out on and be super careful about that. But it doesn't mean you can't get the treatment. You just need to be careful and plan accordingly. If you're trying to go on vacation and bake in the sun, you definitely want to make sure you plan your last laser treatment before you go on vacation appropriately, before you go away, okay? So laser is going to be one of them. That's going to be a summer skincare. Radio frequency, another summer skincare. Ultrasound, summer skincare as well. So, there's definitely going to be plenty of options to keep you looking right and tight all throughout the seasons until, chemical peel window opens back up again. So, let me get a question. Tony, you want to laser everything? I know, girl. It's addictive. Like, to be able to ditch that razor, to be able to not have to go through a really long waxing appointment. I mean, the cool thing about the laser appointments is they're fast. They're fast. If you're like a busy chick, like I know almost every client is, or a busy guy, every one of my clients, they're super busy. I mean, if they're in here and they're not on their phone for 5 minutes, it's just not happening. And I get it. I understand busy. That's why laser's so awesome. It takes so little time out of your schedule to get a laser appointment. I mean, honestly, even a large area, like if you're just to do a whole back area, you don't need to spend an hour taking care of that. It's very, very fast. So it's just very time friendly and very time respectful. What's your approach to extractions on dark skin? Hey, this is a great question. So I put some posts up in my stories about this when it comes to extractions. And so definitely let's talk a little bit more about that. I have a general way of going about extractions no matter what the skin color is, okay? But it specifically was developed because I saw a problem with dark skin and extraction modalities that are kind of common in the skincare marketplace and created a problem. And I was a part of the folks who have been affected by this as well. So, all skin types, whether you're super, super fair or super dark, whatever, has a tendency to mark when you go in pretty aggressively with tools, right? Everybody can get marks. What I have seen are folks who are type 4, 5, and on the lighter side of 6, okay? So these are folks who have a little bit of olive skin, medium brown, dark medium brown skin. In general, using tools without prepping the skin ahead of time. When I say prep, I mean, either using a solution, warming it up, doing something so that you're not just going from cleaning to extraction. You got to do something kind of in the middle to help prepare the skin and get it ready for that extraction step. Exfoliation is a prep for extraction. So if you're skipping any parts of these steps before jumping right into extraction, what I have seen is the fact that, folks have a tendency to get marked. Now, I've seen the marks come from tools. I've seen the marks come from even, without the tools in your bare hands. And for me, I found that the common culprit was the fact that the skin wasn't prepared. Tools can be blamed in certain times, right? But for me to drop the full blame on tools, I don't feel like that's exactly fair. In my opinion and in my experience, have seen that the biggest culprit to marks on the skin during extraction has been lack of preparation. So, there's a reason why, I have like almost 2 to 3 extra steps in my basic facial, because I want to prepare the skin to make the extraction process as easy as possible. It's super thorough and doesn't leave a mark. That's important. You come in to get treated for your facials, you want to come out looking amazing and glowy. You don't want to come out with marks. And you also don't want to look like you've been through trauma. A lot of the times that, when you go to a facial, you have to kind of have downtime that day, maybe even the next day, because your face has been through so much. There's a way to have a really great facial that's super thorough where you could even go out that night. You don't have to look like you've been through a war, okay? So hopefully this helps with answering that question. So my approach to extractions on dark skin, again, is my approach to extraction on all skin types. I do it for everybody, but again, this was born out of the issues that I saw in particular that happened with darker pigment skin, because also the marks tend to last a lot longer. So, I exfoliate. I use a specific solution that helps loosen up the dirt and the sebum. I make sure the client's under steam, really to warm up that skin to make everything roll out a lot easier. If you look at a lot of my posts, even in the stories, even in the highlights, you'll see how I'm not using a whole lot of pressure and I'm getting a lot of stuff out of the skin. And it's really because of all those prep steps leading up to extraction. The risk of hyperpigmentation is absolutely real. And this can happen whether it's an extraction, it can happen during a chemical peel. Hyperpigmentation is something that can happen almost with any procedure. It can happen, okay? There are things that you can do to prevent this from happening or to reduce the chances of happening. One major thing I want to definitely talk about hyperpigmentation with and a service is with chemical peels. You have to really follow the instructions. I don't care if it's an ice pick peel. I don't care if it's a deep peel. I don't care if it's a lifestyle chemical peel. I don't care if it's my AHA gel. I don't care if it's any type of chemical process. Even if I'm using an acid exfoliant, it doesn't matter. There are certain things that you have to follow as, the provider, myself, and there's also things that you have to follow as the client, yourself, in order to have a really great experience and to make sure that you don't have hyperpigmentation. One thing that I can't, stress enough, wear SPF. It's just not going to work if you're doing a chemical or any type of process and you're going to go out in the bare sun, you're going to go out in the bare environment, expose your skin that's now under this change and this treatment to UV lights. It's not going to work. You're going to get hyperpigmentation. So SPF is one of them. Next thing that you definitely want to make sure that you're taking care of your skin is if you're getting a chemical peel, you don't pick at that area. Don't pick the scab, don't pick the scar, don't pick the skin. If you pick, you're going to definitely set yourself up for some problems. Don't pick. Next up, let's see. The next thing is to use really great products. I can't believe I didn't even say this first. Like, this probably should have been the first thing on the list that I mentioned. You got to use products, if you're using products that are not good quality, and when I say good quality, they don't have to be expensive, okay? So I want to be super, super clear about this. It doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to be good quality. It has to be the right type of product for your skin at that time. There could be great products that you're using when you are just taking care of your skin on a day-to-day basis. Then we're going to get into the process of doing like a chemical peel. There are other products you probably need to be using that you can't use your regular everyday stuff anymore. For example, if you're doing a deep chemical peel, your cleanser that you may have had before that you were using might have, AHA in it. It could be an exfoliating cleanser. You could have a moisturizer that'll have retinol in it. All these things you need to put to the side and use very, very mild products when you are undergoing a chemical peel, or if your skin is healing from a chemical peel. Now you got to use really super mild products that have no active ingredients. So again, products are very, very important depending on what it is that you're doing. I just gave you a chemical peel example, but same thing goes for laser. The same thing goes for radio frequency. You know, if you're using laser, I always tell folks you have to have some aloe, right? That's an important product to have if you're doing laser treatment. So again, depending on whatever it is that you're doing, having the right products to support the process is extremely important. You know, not going crazy, mixing, blending, doing too much, you know, that's also super important. So depending on what you're doing, you have to follow the directions in order to have really ideal results. You know, doing too much is going to mess with your results. Doing the wrong thing will mess with your results. Picking, peeling, pulling, you know, that's going to mess with your results. So, you know, follow the instructions and, you know, you should be fine. Okay. I love a thorough extraction. It's happiness. I firmly agree that prep is everything. My daughter will be coming to you. Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay, can you incorporate chest and back in her point? Yes. So if you're doing some kind of facial, definitely doing chest and back is something that we can incorporate. You know, a lot of the times I feel also, again, certain products at home really help with chest and back. So, you know, we'll do what we need to do in here, but then you guys got to do your homework and get the right products to work on the body as well. And I'll definitely have absolutely no problem sharing exactly what you should do to you know, take care of your chest and back while you're at home. Homework is important. That's the only way we're going to see progress. Good formula is not always expensive. Yes, absolutely. It's not expensive. You know, good products can be very, very reasonably priced. They just need to be the right match for your skin. So I have to get ready for next appointment. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I jumped in and answered some questions. I'm going to save this video and I'm going to also post it on YouTube. So when you guys want to go through this, do a replay, whatever, feel free to just jump over my YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, share the page. We want to get as much people as possible on that information. I can, you know, do things a little bit longer, go into more detail, and, you know, have some more information as far as length is concerned when it comes to these videos. So that's why I like to post these long guys on YouTube. But there's a link in my bio for you to just hit that button and it shoots you right on over there, so you won't be getting lost or anything like that, okay? So if you have any other questions, again, shoot me a DM. Whatever, you all know how to reach me and find me. So we'll go through another live like this and, you know, have a nice little chat. And I love everybody's participation. Thank you so much, Flora. Thanks so much, Tony. Thanks for everybody joining. And I will see you again. Talk to you later.